Hey guys, Andy here from Unplugged TV Australia. Welcome to another episode. Today with another road trip video. I know what you're saying, I know. Andy, you are doing 25 kilometers. That is not a road trip. I call it a road trip because we are driving down the road. Okay, so customer appointment now in Brightview. Not far away. 12 minutes, 14 kilometers. 14 kilometers times 2, 28 kilometers. I'm not sure if we can make it in one go. The car is fully charged. I have no idea if we can make it 28 kilometers all in total without using the engine. The battery is so far down, I'll show you in a second. Okay, we are at 98.6%, but the battery is at 75% state of charge, state of health only. 75%. I was never that low. So we go eco, and we also turn on our. I can hear a pump. There's a pump running. That can only be the cooling pump for the inverter, motor, charger. Weird. Battery is 22-23, so nice and cool. We've got the outside temperature there now with 20 degrees. Okay, let's go. Let's try just programming the navigator as well. Previous 50. I was there recently. I can't. Here it is. Got it. No! So 28 kilometers, exactly the same route as Google Maps suggested, of course. So I have only 28 ampere hours to drive 28 kilometers. The engine will kick in at about 9-10 ampere hours, so I've got 18 ampere hours for 28 kilometers. That is just terrible. Okay, anyway, let's go. The gasometer shows me 37 kilometers. Enjoy the chimes. It's good, isn't it? So annoying. Okay, put you here in the cage, huh? Enjoy the rain here in Australia. I should record the dog actually. Okay, recording the dog, the screen now as well, the dog, yeah. See, the dog shows us 28 kilometers maximum range for the car, and the gasometer 35. So at the customer side we should have at least 14 kilometers left. Now there's no region. I was wondering, B5 and no region. Of course, battery is full, nothing is happening. And we finally got some rain now, finally. Not very much, but we are, you can see how, look outside how brown everything is. We haven't had rain for months here, which is quite normal in winter time. But now you've got spring, and yeah, still not much happening. Okay, on this screen of the dog here you can also see how much kilowatt hours I'm actually using while I'm driving. On the left hand side you've got the motor. So I'm coasting at the moment on B0, so motors don't use any energy, but the car still uses almost 1 kilowatt for operating the whole systems. Maybe the cooling pump is still running in the front now, and all this kind of stuff. And when I use the motors you can also see that. kilowatt hours regen on 95% state of charge. Friction brakes. Okay. So I'm trying to accelerate as smooth as possible, using as less energy as possible, and even try to stay under 1C of power usage while accelerating. So 1C means 12 kilowatt. The battery has a capacity of 12 kilowatt hours, and 1C means 12 kilowatt of power. So that's what I'm using right now for the motors, 12 kilowatts. And this is the maximum the battery should actually give. This is the maximum power the battery should deliver. And this is also the maximum the battery should take when regen. I lost already one blue bar. Wow. It goes fairly quick now. Everything above 1C is already stressful for the battery and not recommended. And that's why you have, or not that, that's not the reason, but if you think about the Tesla with 90 kilowatt hour battery, you can, if you reach 1C, you take out 90 kilowatt out of the battery, which is a lot of energy. And when you think, when they do a supercharging with a Tesla, they usually get around 110 kilowatts, and this is only slightly above 1C. So it's not as stressful as when we plug it into a CHAdeMO charger here, the PHEV, and it gets 22 or 25 kilowatts delivered, or 20, I don't know exactly how much it is. But this is almost 2C, so twice the amount the battery should actually get, which is just not healthy. And this might be another problem while the battery degrades so fast, because the currents and the power going in the battery and going out of the battery is fairly large because of the small size of battery. Oh, look at this hay truck. Wow. Whoa, the wind. Oh. So next blue bar gone. And the gasometer is down to 29, and the dog shows us 21. It's an 80 kilometer zone here. I'm driving a little bit slower because there's no traffic behind me. So I'm trying to be as efficient as possible. And when so I'm driving 80 kilometers per hour now, as per odometer, which is 74 kilometers on the dog. Let's wait for this little hump here, because we will have a straight and flat road afterwards, so we can see how many kilowatt the car actually takes at 80 kilometers or 74 kilometers an hour. And this is about 5. Oh, it goes a little bit downhill now. Damn it. And now we are flat again. So it's about 6, 7, 8 kilowatt for 80 kilometers an hour. We've got a little bit of uphill here. 12, 14. Yeah, it's about 8, 9 kilowatts of energy. It goes a little bit up now. It's not really flat. But I'll show you in a minute how much the car takes when we drive 100 kilometers per hour. It will be a lot more energy. Yeah, still going uphill a little bit. And now it goes down a bit again. There we go. Doing even regen. 1 kilowatt regen. Nice. Goes down. There we go. So this should be fairly flat now here. 6, 7, 8 kilowatt of energy into the motor to keep the car at 80 kilometers an hour. And if we drive 80 kilometers per hour on electric, this is below 1C, so we're taking less energy out of the battery and it doesn't get stressed as much. So, and now we are accelerating to 100. See, and now I'm using 30 kilowatt of energy to accelerate to 100, and this is already 2.5, 3 C's. Okay, so 100. There you go. Flat road, and we're using 15 to 17 kilowatt of energy to keep 100, which is above 1C. So the battery gets of course more stressed now. If you would have a larger battery like 25, 30, 40, 50 kilowatt hours, you wouldn't stress the car, or you wouldn't stress the battery at all when driving like this. Okay, so we have to turn here now. See, now even on B5, 25 kilowatt of regen is far above 1C. What an idiot. One lane road. Yeah, so the battery in the PHEV gets abused a lot while driving. It gets abused a lot. You can see now we're going up this hill. We are driving not even 60 kilometers an hour. I'm not accelerating, and we are using 16 kilowatt already, which is above the 12 kilowatt, the 12 kilowatt threshold of 1C. So we're stressing the battery already, just by going up this little tiny hill here. Not even will the temperature inside the battery increase, but the high current is also bad for the battery, of course, and will premature degrade the whole battery pack. I can actually show you the amps going in or out of the battery now, the current. So you got 30 amps now at the moment here. 8 kilowatt hours, 10 kilowatt hours, 30 amps. Go in here. Okay. Yeah, we've got another 1 kilometer to drive until we are there. So we should make it. The battery is over half full. How much are we? 71% state of charge. Okay, so we can make the 28 kilometers still. Woohoo! So as you know, I'm driving 31 kilometers to work and can barely make it. I usually can't make it anymore without using the engine, but this is because we are driving highway a lot faster, and now here I can even coast down these little humps here, these little hills. Oh, there's a duck, a wild duck, which I cannot do on my way to work. So the commute is a lot of stress for the battery. Highway drive, 15, 16, 17 kilowatt out of the battery while driving on the highway. And here this is far more relaxed for the battery. I think we have to, yeah. up this hill here. I'm accelerating very smoothly, but we are at 70 amps. 70 amps is 23 kilowatt, so 2C. Right. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. I blew out the picture a little bit for you for privacy purposes when I go to a customer. Got 20 kilometers on the gasometer, and we've got 15 kilometers on the dog, and we are at 70% state of charge. Okay, I should be back in a couple of minutes. So we are back. Okay, I'm just starting the recording again. Come on. Yep. Flashing, recording. Alright, so this is all recording again. We are still on 69% state of charge. So nothing was lost during these 10 minutes, which is good. We go to the other screen again so you can see the current. So we've got already 1 amp, 300 watts. That's probably standby power now. So I turn the car back in eco mode. That's probably just the standby of the car. Okay, amps. Okay. Gentle acceleration here, then coasting down this hill. Braking in B3 now, and we've got exactly 12 kilowatt. But now it goes up to 30 kilowatt into the battery, which is a huge amount of energy. It's only for a short moment, but still it puts stress on the battery. So now I'm getting 12 kilowatt, which is 40 amps. Which is 1C. And coasting again. Kilometers on the gasometer. I'm trying to stay under 1C. 10 kilowatt, 35 amp. And I'll tell you something about the amps. See, when we have 10 kilowatts now and 32 amps, and I have to brake. This is on B3 now, and it's already 12 kilowatts. So when I press the brake pedal now, it goes even higher. So it's almost impossible to stay under 1C with this small battery. It's just impossible. The current output is far higher. The current input while braking, while regen, is far higher. So we know now it's when we have 1C of load on the battery, we have about 40 amps going out of the battery, like now 37, 38. I barely make it up this hill here in 1C. I barely make it up this hill, but this would be ideal for the battery now, and it would last a lot longer. So So every time you go over 1C, over 12 kilowatt, it will stress the battery and degrades it faster. Definitely. Yeah, when we think about the 40 amps we get out of the battery under 1C condition, and think about charging the whole battery with our granny charger or with an EVSE, like I have a switchable one, or if you go to a public charging station, this is all far lower load on the battery while charging. Here we go again. Under 1C, 10, 11, 12, 13, 12 kilowatt. 40 amps. Yeah, that is 40 amps. Let's see how far we can accelerate actually. Oh, there's another car coming. See, it's almost impossible to stay under 1C in this small battery. But the charging speed is so minimal in comparison to what the battery does when you accelerate, when you regen, when you brake. It is so low. So you should not worry about charging the battery on 6 amp, on 8 amp, on 10 amp, or on 15 or 16 amp. This is far less stress than actually driving the car, because you will stay far below 1C. And even when you shutting mode charge with 20 amps, 20 kilowatt I think it is. Is it 20 kilowatt? Yeah. It is over 1C, but not 2C, for example, yeah. So it's not that much more. Because 1C is 12 kilowatt and 2C are 24 kilowatt, and you're staying with 20 kilowatt under 2C. It stresses the battery more than actually charging it with a granny charger, but it's not severe. I mean, when we drive, we certainly put out a lot of more power out of the battery. So we've got 14 kilometers on the gasometer and 13 on the dog. They're coming nicely together now. Beautiful. So the stress you put on the battery while charging at home is far less than actually driving the car. So don't worry to charge it with 16 amp or 10 amp or whatever EVSE you have at home. It does not really matter. And we are at 56% state of charge, so I can easily make it. How many ampere hours have we got? 16 ampere hours left from 28. Was it 28 or 29? Can't remember. So you have a look at the power when I accelerate now. 40 kilowatt is 127 amps. So clearly between 6 and 10 amps it doesn't make a difference. While you're charging, it does not make a difference at all. The difference in current is so minimal. 60 kilowatt. Just trying to see. 17, 20 kilowatts. There's a 60 amp into the battery then. 23 kilowatt, 21. Yeah, it's about 70 amps. When you shut him out, charge is 70 amps into the battery for this battery here. So we've got 9 kilometers on the gasometer and 9 on the dog. That's what usually happens at the end of the trip. The gasometer comes down and meets the dog somewhere. And we are only 4.5 kilometers away from home, so we made it actually. We made it! Not too bad, not too bad. 74%. See, 13.3 ampere hours left only. At 10 ampere hours the engine will kick in. Yeah, we did not get much rain actually. There was only a few drops. Just enough to make the car dirty, but not enough to make the grass greener. Drive normally up this hill here, we've got already 110 amps out of the battery. That's almost a 3C. So 3 times more than the battery actually likes. And how is our battery temperature? Battery temperature has risen to 26 and 27. The voltage is going up again. This was a little bit further down because of this hill where we accelerated just now. So going back here. I could have gone slower on the whole trip, definitely. But I knew I could potentially make it because the average speed is fairly slow on this section here. Again, 60 amp into the battery recharging. That's 3 times as much as the Shelimo gives it. Oh no, it's not. No, I'm wrong. That's exactly what Shelimo does. 20 kilowatt is about 60, 65, 70 amps. It's the same. Clouds everywhere. Jeez. But no rain. And here again 20 kilowatt region, which is 65 amps. Yep. Back home. And we're back home. So 4 kilometers gasometer. 4 kilometers dog. Yeah, we can turn off the car. There's nothing else we need. We've got 2 blue bars left. If this is interesting, turning this one off. Okay, so stop this one here. Trips. So potentially I could drive another 4 kilometers, which gives me a total of 32 kilometers then. Yeah, that was 28.1 kilometers. I wonder, it gives me a normal driving style, not an economy driving style. See, that is pretty good. I've got more coasting than actually regen. 20% of the time I was not driving at all, but talking to you guys. We went down from 28.1 ampere hours to 10.8 ampere hours. And this was the last charge, 6.4. We have used 6 kilowatt hours, so we had around half a kilowatt hour left in the battery. 2.2 ampere hours regen all in total. And the consumption, look, the consumption is fairly high actually. I wasn't aware of that. I thought we'd have done better. 21.4 kilowatt hours. That is fairly high. I thought we're coming down to 18 or so. Wow. Yeah, anyway. Okay, there was just the little test, the range test of a 75% state of health battery, which the car passed with 4 kilometers left. So potentially on these slower trips, what was our average speed actually? The average speed was only 49 kilometers per hour, maximum 96. I don't know why the elevation is not working anymore. I have no idea. So potentially 32 kilometers. Well, we have to wait and see what's going on in the future with the car and what Mitsubishi actually says. We are all waiting for a email from Mitsubishi today. They had their big meeting, and yeah, we are all eager to hear what solution Mitsubishi will offer us. All right. Guys, so far I just wanted to tell you a little bit about this 1C, 2C, 3C capacity. This gives you an indication how much load you put on the battery while you drive or while you regen. So the battery is always a little bit stressed when you go over 1C. So a 50 kilowatt hour battery, or a 50 kilowatt hour battery in a car, for example, can take easily 50 kilowatt out or in without being stressed. If you go over, it degrades the battery faster than if you stay under, of course. So the more power, the more current you take out of the battery, you put into the battery, the more stress you put on the battery and the more degradation you have. So if you get an electric car, get the biggest battery ever, even if you don't need the range. If you don't need 500 kilometers and you only drive 15-20 kilometers a day, that's perfect. The battery will last forever because you only take a little tiny amount out of it. And take it easy with acceleration, take it easy with regen. Yeah, try to stay under 1C while you operate your electric vehicle or the PHEV, which is not possible. It's not possible in the PHEV. It's not possible, Andy. I'm already driving slower than Barry. I'm driving like an old grandma, really. I mean, I'm driving really slow. I'm driving super slow to maximize the EV range in it and to get the most out of the car. But still, I cannot stay under 1C. It is just impossible. Yeah, 1C in the PHEV means 12 kilowatt, which is not possible. While you're accelerating, while you're regenning, while you're driving, that's fine. You can potentially drive about 80-90 kilometers per hour and stay under 1C, but not when you accelerate or when you brake, when you regen. Okay guys, so far this little road trip video from today. I hope you enjoyed the show again. This is Andy from Unplugged TV Australia signing off. We see us in the next video, guys. You stay charged and bye bye.